Hello, everyone. Welcome back. We are talking about parenting myths. I've really been enjoying this a lot. Yes, because I feel like we get so caught up in some of these thoughts we don't even know they're there.
Yeah.
This next one is that parenting is natural. Well, I can attest to that is definitely not true. I know for me, the way I grew up in a very strict home. Basically suck it up. You know, that European, that typical boomer generation. I don't want to classify everyone, but you know, in general, that boomer generation that came from Europe, that suck it up, you know, just do it anyways.
Yeah.
I found that I didn't realize how much of that I had in me as a parent. So, you know, when we're at the door and I've had to say 5 times, get your boots on, I'm like, just get your boots on. You know, we just have to go. And it's so funny because sometimes I read these books and they're so nice and it's like, you know, just say it this way. And I'm like, you know, there's just sometimes you just have to get out the door.
Yes, exactly.
And in those moments I realize, in those, as silly as they are, in those moments I realize that parenting for me is not natural. I instantly go to commander-in-chief.
Yes.
But it's funny, I've had to learn parenting and I've had to see the temperaments of my kids and who they are and what they need from me. And I know one thing with the children that I've been given, they do not do well with command type of parenting. In fact, they go the opposite. They end up being more rebellious, which then makes me raise my voice even higher, which, you know, and round we go. And so I've had to learn parenting. And I feel like a lot of parents don't hear that enough, that we actually need to listen to our children and listen to ourselves and learn about our temperaments. It's almost a dance when you have a child.
Absolutely. And it's a skill. It's not something, you know, that you're automatically born with, right? And I think that, you know, like you made a really good point talking about these books. And I think even, you know, parenting magazines and websites can sometimes really paint this rosy view of what it's like to have children, right? Like, you know, making the vegan meals and homemade everything snacks and like sewing your, like, really? No. Like, not every, you know, like, yes, that's some people's deal. That's wonderful. But to have that expectation that's every parent is just born into this and this inner nurturing comes out, I think it's just a little ridiculous and unfair.
It is unfair. I had a funny moment. I was making the vegan cookies for my children, having this picture of them saying to their children when they grew up, you know, oh, Grandma, she used to try to make us eat those, but we never did.
Yeah.
You know, it's so funny how I think I should be making them these wholesome foods, but they don't eat them. So back to mac and cheese we go.
Yeah, exactly. And and there's just so much on parents about, you know, whether it's what foods you're cooking, you know, the chemicals you use in your home. Oh my goodness, you know, the way that you deal with teachers, like just all the stuff that we're just expected to know how to do.
Yeah.
And we're really hard on ourselves when we get it wrong.
Instead of just allowing ourselves to dance and play with our children, learn about them, learn about us, and do what seems natural. That's one thing I know for myself, is that I can trust my intuition with my children. That's one thing I believe we all do have. We all have intuition to know what our children need, and if we just trust that, and we trust that when we're called to do something, and we feel we need to parent a certain way, that we just need to trust it and to go with it, and to learn and to realize that we're going to make mistakes. So, if you have a story about maybe not feeling natural as a parent or having to learn, we would love to hear about that as we journey together. And stay tuned, because our next myth is coming up soon.
Bye.